Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to the Mystic Tides Tarot YouTube channel. We are here to do a reading for a year of the Fire Horse 2026. And, I just finished recording for Libra, and something kind of embarrassing happened. In the middle of the reading, I lost my nail. And it wasn't even like an aggressive reading, but I'm telling you that now because if you're wondering why this looks like this, it's been a week, okay? But that's not going to get in the way of me giving you the messages that you are meant to hear. So let's get into it. The first card we're going to be pulling from this beautiful Dragon Tarot deck is a card that's going to represent this year energetically for you. And this is going to help you navigate, okay? Ten of Swords. Okay, this is probably like one of the cards that I definitely didn't want to pull, but that's what came out. So Ten of Swords, this is definitely going to be it's either going to be mentally taxing and or some type of ending that's going to bring you mental relief. So if there's something that you've been going through, maybe for a few years or maybe even all of last year, this year is closing that cycle for you or is bringing that to an end. So that's the good news. Now, if that right away didn't resonate with you, then I would suggest just click off because then the rest of the reading might not make sense. But if that's hitting home for you for some reason, then let's get into it, okay? So this is the energy this year represents for you. So it's a year of ending something that has been causing you a lot of pain, okay? So how do we best approach this? How can Aquarius best approach this year, generally speaking? Six of Swords, you're leaving something. Okay, let's get one more card. Page of Pentacles. Okay, you're leaving something, like it's the end. Like I said, it's like this energetic, this energy of ending something painful. You are going to end up leaving something. Swords. So it is a very mentally taxing thing for you. It has been something that's been on your mind, and no matter what happens, you can't really stop thinking about it. So it's costing you a lot, not just because of what it is, because it's heavy, but also because of the little bit you feel that it takes away from you every single time you can't let it go, or every time you pick it up after you thought you had let it go. And the Page of Pentacles, the page is the beginning of the court cards, right? So it's like this new start, this fresh, energetic, freshman just got to college, ready to go and get it, type of energy. And the Pentacles, it's like this has to do with your money, with your health, both. Okay, so whatever this stress has been, it's going to allow for you to finally come into a different type of space to boost in this area of health, in this area of wealth. And wealth can mean many different things. I think health is wealth. So, let's get that out of the way. But this can be finances. This can be resources that are money, but it could also be like specifically, like food, getting bills paid, or even having friends that are there for you, because having people there for you is a resource. Like whatever you consider resources to be can really fit under that umbrella of the Pentacles card. So how can you best approach that energy? You need to cut your losses or cut yourself away from other people or other situations. I just hit something on the side. I'm a hand talker. Okay, that's why this is going on. But yeah, so I'm not trying to say that you need to cut your losses because you're losing. It's like, I get the cut your losses, but it's like it's their loss, but you're doing the cutting. You're the one that's going to have to cut and leave. And that's why this is a year of endings, because this is the perfect time for you to do it this year. So whether it's right now or whether it's in the future of this coming year, that's really kind of up to you and your circumstances, your situation, other things in your life. But it's kind of like saying, in order for you to have this new vision, this almost fresh start, I want to say, because it's not super brand new for you, you're going to have to leave something, whether it's a situation, a person, this thing that has been causing you all this stress, even maybe the mindset around this thing that has been causing you this mental turmoil that has to get left in order to leave space or make space for this newer, healthier, happier energy that's waiting for you. So kind of like approaching this year with, there are going to be some situations that aren't going to feel super fun because you're going to have to leave them, but it's for the greater good because you need to make space for more good. So if you're at the 10, right, you're at the max level, how do you bring in good things if you're already at your max, right? You can't, you have to let something go. What's going to be left? Hopefully something that is no longer serving you, right? Not the good stuff. We want to keep the good stuff and we want to get even more good stuff. So that's kind of like what we're getting from here. Okay, so let's look at your year in terms of your spirituality. Ace of Swords, another new start. So maybe because you're finishing this cycle, you're going to be able to start a new cycle, not necessarily in the same realm, because this is coming up specifically in the category of spirituality. So it's like saying, spiritually speaking, you're going to be embarking on a journey. Not saying it's for the first time, although it could be, but if it's not for the first time, it's like a new level, the start of a new level, a new cycle, an upgrade. Okay. And this is going to be something that's going to really give you like a boost of energy because it's so exciting. Let's see. I think that's all I want to say about spirituality. Some things are better left a mystery. Not always, but okay. Financially, let's look at your year financially speaking. Financially for Aquarius, this card, and this top card. Ooh. Financially, we have Temperance. Oh, let me scoop these up so you can see. So we have Temperance. We have the Page of Swords, another page. And the Two of Wands. So Temperance. This is the card of we're going to have to let it cook. This is not instant noodles. You know what I'm saying? This is cuisine. This is, we're going to take our time to put in the spices and take all of the precautions to make sure this dish is delicious beyond anybody's critique. So finances, this means you don't want to be making any rash purchases. I mean, in this economy, who's even doing that? But, you know, it's kind of like saying, take your time with things. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do things or that you should do too much. It's kind of like the advice that's been given to almost every sign, but in different ways or in different areas, which is really try to stay away from extremes during this year. You know, the Temperance is about maybe even a period of pause before the action. Not because you're scared, but because you're wise enough to know that what's for you is going to be there. There is no desperate energy here because you understand that taking an extra pause is going to also be its own reward. Okay. And then Page of Swords, we have another page. Okay. So another like freshman at college type of energy. There's a lot of enthusiasm happening here, which is interesting because we started off with it feeling kind of like, I don't know, this looks like a little sticky. But it's kind of like, because we're going to be in this energy of knowing that it's time for certain things to end, you're going to have so much space to take on new things, new projects, new ideas, maybe even try new things that you never thought of. And this is really exciting for you, Aquarius, because you love that stuff. You don't want to be stuck anywhere. And maybe you've been holding on to something a little too long because people have labeled you as the person who is the rebel, who does crazy things, who jumps around, and you don't want to fit their stereotype. But you know what? F them. I forgot I cuss here. Fuck them. They don't. Okay. Whether they think you're this or you're that, it doesn't matter. Who are you really? That's what matters. And I know it hurts the ego because that's who's feeling the pain. It's not you. It's not your soul. It's not your higher self. It's not your ancestors. It's not your spiritual counsel. It's not God, whatever you believe in. It's the ego. The ego is the one that's feeling the pain. But maybe the ego needs to feel pain so that you can actually do the things that you want to do. Because you're also causing yourself pain by holding yourself back to try to prove someone wrong. That may not even matter. And if this doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But for some reason, I feel like I'm going off on this tangent, you know? Two of Wands. I love seeing Two of Wands in the finances because Two of Wands is like saying you've been really trying to grow some type of a business or an enterprise. And you're really trying to make these plans that feel as big as the world. And this card is saying you can do that. But this is a card of planning. It's not a card of action yet, okay? So like I said, with Temperance, it's kind of like taking a step back, really trying to see, okay, is this plan making sense? Do I even have a plan? Because just because you're going to be leaving stuff to make room for all this beautiful new thing doesn't mean that you're reckless. You know, whatever anybody else thinks, who cares? But you know exactly when you're being reckless and when you're not. And you do know how to plan. You're an air sign, okay? You know how to think logically. And maybe that's why, you know, these swords are here to show you. I feel like Aquarius maybe sometimes doesn't get told as often as maybe other signs do, like Virgo or even Gemini, that they're analytical and that they're so intelligent and so organized, and you carry this cape of the rebel. And I'm not saying you're not that, or that you can't be that, or that you shouldn't be that, because that's not what I'm here to do. But I'm saying that you can wear multiple hats because you know, you're like a chameleon. You know how to do all these things, and being able to do all these things alone is a skill. And based on that alone, you're intelligent. And I don't know why I felt like I needed to really emphasize your intelligence here, but let's move on. Let's go into relationships, social circles, your social life. Let's see what that's looking like in the year of the fire horse for you, Aquarius. Fortune's wheel, aka the Wheel of Fortune. That's the last card I'm pulling for this. So relationships. Now, these can be all kinds of relationships, platonic. These can be familial. This can be romantic. You know, this is general advice for that area of your life. And then we got a major arcana. So this is going to be a year where where relationships of all kinds might get flipped. And this makes sense too, because you're leaving certain things. You might be cutting certain things off to make room for all these other beautiful things that are here for you. And that may or may not sit well with certain people. That may really excite certain people. But you know, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're making changes for your betterment. The people that are there for you in your corner will always support you. And the ones that feel like you're leaving them behind, or like they're being betrayed because you're trying to do better for yourself, they're the ones that are showing their true colors. And this is also going to be a year of that for you. And maybe that's why it may be kind of a hard year, because you may not have expected certain people to act a certain way when you decide that you're going to be doing more for you. Okay, Aquarius, that's all I have for you for this 2026 Fire Horse year. I hope that something resonated, and if it didn't, that's okay. Feel free to leave me a comment, subscribe, and I will see you in your next reading. Goodbye.